All right. We got an all-star group here. We've got, for the impromptu Save the Cryptos Friday stream, a couple of guests. You know them from a few weeks ago, which was one of the best like reviewed stream that we've had. But we have, as you can see on the top of the screen, two guests. Kaz at Trader Kaz on Twitter and Dale at Crypto Dale. Let me fade out my music here, boys. How you guys doing?
Living the dream. How are you?
You know, surprisingly not that bad.
Dude, this is the least panicked / worried I've ever been during like this much dumping.
Yeah.
Like I'm surprisingly just like very, very chill, just waiting for things to resolve.
It's been super, super interesting to see some pretty hard carnage and like not Kaz is low. Okay, let me pull Kaz up. Thank you. Appreciate that. And not really care. I'm not saying I don't care. Like I wish we were higher, of course.
Right.
But yeah, like it's not that bad.
But not, yes, like definitely like would it be more convenient if Bitcoin was at 60K? Sure. But like, is this that terrible? Not really.
Right. I generally agree. I think Dale.
Am I still quiet? Is my is volume good now, boys?
I turned you
and
up.
Girls.
Hopefully,
Okay.
that's it. But you guys tell me
all right.
if he's still too low. Perfect. Okay.
Yo,
there he is, Dale.
what up, fam?
This was Dale's idea. I like the idea. It's a good idea. I was just being lazy and kind of licking my wounds, and I was like, "Yeah, we can talk about stuff."
The thing is I wanted to. I've been crying all morning, and I just needed some homies to chat, and I don't have any meetings all afternoon. Just made some burritos. I'm drinking some tea, some mint tea with honey. I bought GMX at $42. It's up $5 already.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah.
I don't know, guys. I kind of mirror what you said. I am. Here's the thing. I'm just gonna jump into it.
Let's hear it. Let's dive
Actually,
in.
Jared, I'm gonna. I don't know if can you pull up a picture of a chart if someone screenshotted it to me.
Yeah, it'll take me a second, but if you send it to me on Telegram, then I can produce it and bring it in.
Okay, I'm gonna get it first, but yeah, like, cause I agree with you. I'm worried, right? But I'm not worried. Am I in USDC? No, I'm not.
Right.
So that's the one thing that I suppose I might be a little irritated about. I've got some exposure to Atom, which is, Atom, Fuse, what else? PTP. They all look okay. I mean, they yes, obviously they are going to have some carnage, but I don't know. Surprisingly, not as concerned. I think we see 32K Bitcoin though, and I think that's going to determine our fate. Yeah, I'm sorry.
32K Bitcoin. By the way, these dated monkeys, I always give him a shout out. You guys you might have heard me talk about it before, but the first time that he logged in, ever, I couldn't figure out his name, and I would always say, "These dated monkeys." It's very clearly this sedated monkey. But no, I missed that.
Yeah, that's awesome. These days,
that is funny.
So now he's just forever these dated monkeys, and so there's like
awesome.
Two people I have names for on my stream, and these dated monkeys is one of them, and I'll never forget him.
That's great.
Okay, Dale image, got it. Trying to live produce. This is literally taking every bit of my talent to pull this in. So you should be thankful, Dale. Dale image.
Just wait till I hit you with like 10 charts.
Yeah, but you send me links. That's easy.
Oh.
My buddy, Crypto Fungus.
There we go.
We've been DMing here the last 12 hours, probably. Huh? 20 hours.
Yeah.
And he sent me this. I'd be curious to your guys' thoughts. This is from the dip in May
Mm-hmm.
to July, or June to July. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, I have I have it on the
think it
screen. I
looks
don't know if
pretty
you guys
clean.
can see it, but it's up.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Mhm.
I think it looks pretty clean, and I think this puts us at 37, 38-ish.
Yeah.
If it plays out how it did, then this gives me some hopium. I mean, I
Yeah.
agree. Interesting trend line there, yeah. But I don't know. I'd be curious to see what you guys think.
I think my like the main thing I agree with this chart is just kind of the idea that like we can have this slow bleed down where everyone thinks there's about to be some huge capitulation wick down to like 28K, and then it just like never ends up happening. And I think we even talked about that when us three were streaming last time, where it's like when it just looks absolutely terrible, like that little the red section that he drew.
Yeah.
Like if this just kind of keeps bleeding down the trend line, while I don't know if I 100% like agree with the trend line, I agree with the idea that like this could just slow bleed, make people think like it is about to completely nuke, and then that's when we end up just bottoming.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And by the way, I've seen these sorts of lines before. These are not completely uncommon. In fact, you guys, Dale certainly knows. Kaz, I don't know how much you were following Loom back in the day because it hasn't really been spoken about.
Oh yeah,
But
loom lines.
yeah, this is kind of like a Loom line where essentially it's just taking the mean, it's taking the average of price action over a certain period. And like that's what he does. And people are always like, this guy can't, he's got to be stopped. He's got the keys to the market. And this is what he's doing. It's essentially taking the average over a period and threading it. And it's essentially like a mean reversion line. So it'll just oscillate on either side of it. And people are like, son of a bitch, he's got to be stopped. So yeah, I think it's not a bad chart. So I'm going to take that off for a second because if you guys remember, and Kaz, you and I were kind of chatting a little bit in the summer, but really, you and I started talking on this run, like on my stream, and we talked about this area a lot as a place where the market would bounce, and that would be that first little bit, right? So I'm trying to line it up
Mhm.
so people have there you go. So it's kind of lining up, and it rolls over. You see the weakening of selling in the rising MACD. Okay, MACD is it's a lagging indicator. It's not great for fast entries. It's just good for catching moves, right? And so when you see this kind of like roll over, everybody's dead because you're right. Like both of you guys said here. I mean, do you remember in July, everyone's like, I'll see you guys I'm a buyer at 17K. Like that's what people were saying at 29. I'm a buyer at 17K. And I was like, right. Okay. And then we rip all the way back up. So you can see kind of the MACD reducing. We got the same thing going on right now. And that's why I was so big on longing here, but we got stopped out with this nonsense. We got stopped out at 39.7. Here we are, $1,400 lower than that. But it could theoretically just continue to kind of roll over a little bit and just like kind of bump up and bleed sideways in the same sort of exhaust. Really, what's that is? It's exhaustion stopping, right? It's sellers being out of shit to sell and not wanting to take out leverage to sell further, and that's when reversals happen. So I don't think that this is a bad call because it's kind of doing the exact same thing. It's going like, all right, here's your major punch down. They tried with the green to reverse it and got smacked again. Tried with the red again to reverse it, got smacked again. And then that's where the rubber meets the road. And even RSI, you can see, is super oversold. We're on the bottom of the RSI. And there's a lot of similarities. But like, look, I've been more bullish than most people through this whole thing, mainly because I've been balls deep into Cosmos, as I know most of you are. And so I haven't really given a shit. And I know that people are like, yeah, well, it's not fucking all of us. But like, look at this. Since it's been terrible, Adam has been amazing, right? Like we got hit with the same sell off and then ripped right back up to the top. So
Yeah.
I've cared less than others, but at the same time, I I don't think that this is done. But I'm going to go the other side of this. You said like you were crying. I know you're joking, but this
Yeah.
is a valid Head and Shoulders. Okay, this is a valid Head and Shoulders. All right. If this breaks and like truly breaks, and we're under it right now, if this truly breaks, uh we're gonna need to like rally people to buy 29 or 28, because usually if that happens, the move after the neckline break is equidistant in percentage from head to neckline. Okay, that's the target.
I thought we hopped on this stream to save the market.
We did, and we will. I'm just saying that is a 45% move down from where we are now. So what's 45% down from here?
That's FUD.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty fucking bad. Okay, that's back to essentially the previous all-time highs. That said, there's not a snowball's chance in hell. I think that'll happen. I think the bottom's coming in right now.
I think we get a cute little fake out,
Yeah,
cute little head and shoulder neckline fake out, flip that bad boy, and then off to the races.
yeah, yeah. I don't disagree. So Corian's saying it looks like I already broke, just needs to close today, and that's close today where we are. So ordinarily, Corian, I would say yes, you're right. Okay, ordinarily that's what I would say. However, today is options expiration and shit is just pinned. Okay. So even people who maybe want to take a long aren't going to do it on options expiry day. There's just no reason to. Like if you're looking at the ES or the NQ, you're sitting on the 200 day, it's options expiry day. There's been attempts, like I've been watching order flow in ES all day today. And there have been a couple of attempts, like real buys coming in to try to move ES. And every time it's just met with sellers. But then right when they get below, the buyers show back up. And so they're trying to pin price right here. And if you were to look at like that Max Pain chart that they always show for Bitcoin, I would guess that Max Pain is right here for longs and shorts. So they're going to pin it through options expiry today. And then we have the Fed next week. So let me ask you this. If you are Biden, if you are the Fed, and you've seen the Nasdaq do this
We're
essentially,
gonna pump next week.
yeah,
Is the bottom line.
that's what I'm saying. So like this was the day, essentially the days that the Fed said we're going to start tapering early. So since you intervened, we've gone from 408 down to 353. So essentially a pretty large rip off of it. Are you really going to come out next week and be like, yeah, we're still going to raise it higher and faster than fuck? Like, would you do
No.
that?
Nope.
I wouldn't
For a
either.
chance.
Not a chance.
So, in some ways, and this is my theory, I don't really have anything to back this up other than just like using my brain. I wonder if this is market makers being like, all right, your move. Your move now, Fed. Your move now, Jerome. Like this is what we're doing, what you currently got going on. So are you gonna hold surf? Or are you gonna relax the other way? And it's essentially we're watching like an enormous game of chicken play out right now.
Yeah, I think everyone is gonna be calling for Biden's neck if the market nukes next week after the Fed meeting.
Yeah.
So I think there's a pretty
Oh,
low probability of that happening. And also, this is lining up with the S&P coming right into support,
Yep.
Bitcoin being pretty close to support, Ethereum. Like, I feel like it's all lining up pretty well to catch a massive bid next week.
Yep.
so let me ask you this, Cos. Do you and Jared too? What do you think is worse for Biden? I think it was Z put this poll out. I think. What do you think's worse for the Democrats heading into midterm? Uh, 10+% inflation or the market being totally shit?
Probably the market nuking.
That's what I thought too. That's what I
Because I mean,
said.
inflation's a problem and it's gonna be dealt with eventually, but I feel like every president's gonna want to just like push it off. Like
Yep.
eventually there's gonna be consequences for it, I feel like, but I don't know. If Biden can keep pushing things out and say, I mean, I don't even know what you say, but if you can keep the market going up, people aren't going to care as much about inflation, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, even talking to my parents, my mom is like, yeah, my 401k was at all time highs. Now it's not. And I'm like, yeah, but mom, inflation's out of control. Buy Bitcoin. And she's like, no, no.
I
So
don't think I
like,
will.
so I think this is to your point. I think you're right. Um, that in that scenario, I think that you want the market to not be a complete piece of shit. Cause like right now, just to call a spade, uh, this is the worst first year of a president ever. Okay. Ever. And I
It's
don't
only
mean
been a
that.
Not
year.
surprised.
Yeah. A year was like 2 days ago. And there were some articles that came
Jeez.
out about his approval rating. And it was the worst year any president has ever had, ever, except for two other guys from how they started the year from their approval rating to how they ended. So I'm not saying, I'm not even making this Republican or Democrat. I've made my views on that very clear and I don't want to bring it up now. Okay. So not my point. However,
So you're talking approval
just
rating,
approval
the
rating. But
worst
that's the
year.
thing is
Yeah.
approval
Okay.
rating is across like Democrats, Republicans,
Right.
and
Right.
people in the middle, right? Moderates. And no one has had a steeper decline from year one start to year one end than Joe Biden. The two guys that did both died in office in the first like 8 weeks. Okay. So he was better than two guys that died in office. Short of that, it's the worst first year, including Trump, ever from how the public views you. And that's CNN's numbers. Okay. That's not Fox News being like, yo, okay. It just is what it is. It's objective. So you're having the worst year you possibly could have. Right. And
Mhm.
people, as much as we all want to talk about equality, people care about their money, right? Can we all agree on that?
I think we can agree.
Yep. I agree.
And so that's like the rhino or like the name like Republican in name only, but like whatever the opposite of that is for Democrats, because it's like, yes, I believe in those things. However, I don't want to be poor. So I'm going to vote this way. So yeah, it's an extremely critical time. And like midterms are happening in 10 months, not even. So yeah, he's got to do something, or literally you're going to see. And look, I'm done after COVID because I was the one who was like, "There's no way they'll shut this down. It'll be absolutely fucking stupid. Our GDP will tank, inflation will go through the roof, the country will implode. They're not that dumb." Well, it turns out they're exactly that dumb, right? So, so I was the person saying like, "That's not going to happen," and then it did. It did exactly what I said wouldn't happen because I thought people were smarter than that. So I'm not going to say that he won't turn the ship around because he might. Uh, but they've shown no ability to adjust, and they just kind of do whatever they want and like just live with repercussions later. So we'll see what happens. I hope he does, because if not, it'll be one of those things where we're teaching our kids years from now about the worst president of all time, and that's a hell of a thing to say.
We might already be teaching them that.
Two of the worst in a row. And by the way, I'm obviously clearly more centrist to right. And even I was sick of Trump. Okay. So like, I don't want to hear any of this. Like, get Trump back. I want nothing to do with Trump. Okay. Fuck Trump. But Biden's worse. Biden
Bring
is,
back Abe Lincoln.
bro, right? Give me some of that. See, I'm pulling Kaz into like political territory. Kaz is always so nice. It's just very middle of the road, great brand. So anyway, my point in all of that is not to let you guys be like, all right, Jared, get off your fucking rocker here. I just think that logically you have to do something, which is why I'm honestly short, mid, and even long term bullish on crypto. But
Did you say bullish?
bullish, yeah, I am.
Hell yeah, baby. All
Because
right, you want to see my Bitcoin chart?
yeah, dude.
Yes.
All right, all right, all right.
Where you sending it to me?
Telegram,
Very good.
Telegram link. Um, come on.
Jared, while you wait for that, did you see my new irons came?
No, did you send a picture?
I, I sent it in the golf group.
Okay. That's sick though. What'd you get again? We talked about this.
TaylorMade P790.
Oh yeah, dude, those are sick. Those fly. God damn,
Yeah.
they're white in my face.
I know. I'm sorry. I switched back.
Holy shit.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I thought it was snowing on Jared's
I
screen here for
know,
a
dude.
second.
Good. You can't even read the chat. Yeah, we got flashbanged. That's hilarious.
Flashback for real.
Okay, do I need to make it a dark mode chart?
uh,
Okay. Bro, I
please.
just get bullied into freaking making stuff dark mode. You guys are bums.
It's because I'm trying not to actually
Some,
kill people.
How about you put
someone
on some
asked,
Oh my god,
sunglasses?
that's amazing. Can we all have just a moment of applause for Kaz? Because like that was amazing.
Oh
Finally,
my
you're getting look
gosh.
at this, dude. The
Okay,
people love you now.
I didn't want to change the color of every single line because that would have taken too much time.
No, you're fine.
However, the main premise of this is we have some weekly demand down around that 34, 35 to 32 range.
Yep.
Kind of a big level. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yep.
And then we have weekly supply right above the weekly open
Would
at
agree.
like 46.7.
Yep. Yep.
So going forward, those are kind of the two areas I'm interested in taking like swing trades. I'd be looking for longs in the lower level, looking for shorts in that upper level, and I kind of think Bitcoin could be ranging between like 30 and 50 for a while.
I'd be okay with that.
And yeah, so if that happens, I would kind of just be looking to play alts, play the range on Bitcoin if we can. And the two scenarios that are drawn out there in black, which is like a little hard to see because it's a dark background anyway,
Yep.
um, either bounce pretty soon here, like maybe take out that low at 37
Yeah.
200.
So he's got a line underneath here. For those of you who can't tell, there is a line there showing like
There is a line there.
essentially underneath this area right here.
But yeah, basically marking that low from
Yep.
August 5th. So like two main scenarios, maybe sweep that or just kind of push up from here and go towards 46. If we can flip 39.5, which is where we had equal lows,
Yep.
I'd be interested in longs up to 46. Like if we flip that, I'll be like, okay, I think we come down to 35 later on. And here, let me just draw something out. And then I'll send it. I'm not going to clean off everything else because we're in a rush. Not actually, but
Yeah.
okay. I just sent you another one, which kind of cleans it up as one of the possible scenarios. So if we
Oh
start
yeah, for
bouncing
sure.
around here,
Yep.
if we can get above 39.5, I will be looking for longs up to 30 or to 46. But if we leave that demand at around 35 untapped, I would still kind of lean towards another leg down later. I just kind of think like, okay, if the market bottomed from right here, was there a level that caused us to bottom? Is kind of sometimes how I think about things. And that doesn't mean we can't bottom here. I like our chances of bottoming in that mid 30
Yep.
region more. And if we do bounce here, I'm not going to be shorting all the way up and be like, "Oh, it has to go to 35." Like I'm happy to flip pretty quickly,
Yeah.
and I think if we get above the yearly open, the bottom's in.
Nice.
But
Nice.
not just close like a daily candle $100 above it. Like I would want to see kind of an impulsive move out of that, hold the yearly open as support, then I'd be pretty like at that point I would think, okay, we might have put in our bottom for now.
let's go.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm looking for. A couple different scenarios, and I know people will always be like, "So up or down?" And I'm like, "Yes, that's how it is."
Well, I can.
But plan for your scenarios, and then you'll be prepared to execute accordingly. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I have like the first 3 weeks of 2022. I don't think there's been like a 3 week period in my trading career where I've taken less trades. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm like pretty happy just staying patient until something sets up very clearly. I don't feel the need or the urge to try and catch this at the pico low. I'd much rather kind of focus on doing other stuff, researching some coins, enjoying my yield bearing assets, looking into new NFTs that are coming up, like, and spending less time staring at charts. So I kind of have more of a higher time frame view of the market right now, and I will step in with more confidence once I feel that high time frame picture is resolving a little bit. Whether that's a bounce from here above 40, then I'll be like, all right, time for relief. Or if we have another leg down, which could very well happen if we're kind of thinking market bounces next week on uh like when the Fed has that meeting. So maybe that lines up with Bitcoin having like 2 or 3 more down days, or like a couple consolidation days and then a big down day to like mid 30s. And if that lines up with the Fed meeting and Bitcoin in that 3-day demand level, I will start trading again, because that would be a high conviction play for me. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree. That there's not a huge rush to kind of quickly move back. The thing that strikes me, apart from the fact that the yes just straight up it's wick filling like a crypto would. Um, the thing that kind of strikes me is we are so unbelievably oversold that it's like
Mhm.
oversold doesn't matter. Like it's kind of a meme. Oversold and overbought, right? Like you, oh, we're oversold, we're overbought. Well, in a trend, that's what fucking happens, okay? And like this is a
right.
trend. A trend down means you never get back to neutral, and because every time it gets to neutral, that's a lower high, and you move lower. Okay, so I get it. Don't at me. All right, um, but it has been relentless since the Fed did their thing. That they're just like, you guys are all fucked, and we're like, right on. We'll just grab our ankles then. Um, so that has been pretty wild to see. And I just think that we have to have even just a fake at some point. Like, God, give me a fake. Give me a fake to 50. Can we eat that? And like get people leaning again and then crush their spirits. Like
Man,
I don't really care.
that would get a lot of people bullish.
Wouldn't it?
Also, I
Yeah.
think your bottom yellow line, like that down trend line, the bottom one in
Yeah.
that whatever you call it, I think that would line up quite well with that weekly demand.
Yep. Yeah, you're
Like
right.
I'm
You're right. Yeah. So this
like
is the bottom of the
if
falling
we
wedge. Yep.
right, so if we like tag that 34, 33, and I don't really think we spend much time there at all if that happens. Um but yeah, maybe like wick down and then market gets saved. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at. But also, like, I am, like, I could not care less if I'm wrong about that idea, because right now, like, I'm not trading based off that idea.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not short here looking for 33, and I don't have bids yet at 33, 34. And, like, if it starts going up from here, I'm happy to adapt and play whatever the market ends up giving. So, like, right now, whatever, like what I'm kind of saying is that's just kind of like if I had to make a guess on the market, but
Yeah.
I'm not like
Actively
betting on
positioning around it.
this,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Right.
So
Yeah. That makes
just
total sense.
hanging out, staking my Juno.
Yep. I mean, Juno has literally been like just it is, I think, and I don't know this for sure, but can you tell me anything else that's had more relative strength?
No,
I
you
mean, look at
can't.
that, dude.
I don't think so.
We started talking about it at with Kaz at $13. If you've been in my Telegram room, Stack Labs, we've been talking about it for, a couple months when it was $8. And now we're at 18. We were at 20 yesterday. Like it's crazy. The relative strength in Juno is absurd, and it's still a $700 million market cap. Like that's it. For what they're trying to do, that's so low. And if you listen to my stream yesterday, I made a prediction where I was like, if this thing goes the way that I think, Juno's a $500 token, which is kind of a piss take, guys, but not really, too. So there's a lot of things
That's what I
going.
call retirement.
Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of retirement, because you just alluded to it, Kaz, and I know Dale, you're big into this too. So start with Dale. We usually, when we have shit like this go on, I say usually, we don't really have a huge sample size to pull from. Like this is when NFTs start to moon, isn't it? Isn't this like DZ's time right now?
It
I
is,
don't.
and I
My
think you've seen that. Oh, go ahead, Kaz.
no. I was. You go first.
I was just saying, it kind of seems that way, and I think a large part of that is due to gas.
Yeah.
Well, I've had the last couple weekends. I've had some stuff that I sorry, was watching Bitcoin there for a second, but I've had some stuff where I tossed a price a long time ago, and it's been sitting there, and people have been buying it the last couple of
Right?
weekends.
Isn't that unreal? I had that happen too, where I was like, "Oh well, I mean, I'm happy I got that 5 ETH now," but like, I'm guessing the market's rising. Like it's
Yeah, I bought one of those Adidas NFTs. I bought two,
nice.
and I priced one at like I don't know 1.25 ETH just a long time ago, fucking around, and it sold last weekend.
That's nuts. What a great turn.
My only
Yeah,
thing with like the NFT correlation in the market is like our sample size for that is just so small where it's
Mhm.
like did NFTs just happen to do really well when the market was down?
That
Like
was right there.
correlation instead of causation or whatever. Right. Yeah. I mean, I know NFTs did really well there, but do you think they did really well because of the market being like that, or they happened to do well and that's just like how the market was at that time? You know?
Right. Right.
Like I just feel like our sample size is so small where it's like we could go back to that region and NFTs could do poorly. And then it's like, well, was that because the market's going down or was it just like people weren't looking into NFTs at the time? Like I don't know. It's a little tricky to say. What I will say though, like a lot of even in the past couple weeks, like a lot of NFTs have been doing pretty well and like there are even new mints where you can make quite a bit of money on, and I just wonder if NFT people might be becoming more like detached from the market where they're like, sure, this could be dropping in USD value, but I'm still just trying to accumulate ETH or Sol or whatever.
Yeah.
And you could be minting stuff and flipping it for like a 3-4x and be like, cool, I just turned my 10 ETH into 40 on that NFT trade.
Oh, for
And
sure.
people might not like care as much about the USD value at a given time. So I mean that makes me kind of think like there could be a lot of opportunity in NFTs regardless of what the market does in the next like month, 2 months. As long as it's not like a S&P goes into a full-on recession and everything nukes, then that could be an issue, but
Yeah.
we've got
Yeah.
bigger problems then if that happens.
Yeah.
Right.
For
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
For sure. And I, what I would say is, I think that there is now a stupid amount of money in crypto that's a little bit more spread out, right? Like a lot of people from the last cycle, like we talked about last time, which I was a part of, but you both were, have kind of made it this time. And even if you haven't made it, like you've done pretty well, and if like you just risked off a little bit, then you're still sitting pretty well. And I kind of feel like that's what happened over here, where it was like we like the NFT space is evolving, and if you look at what's happening right now, like you said, Adidas and like Walmart's doing some NFT bullshit, and like some other stuff's happening all over the place. There was another announcement that I'm forgetting because I'm not that into NFTs, but my point is, there's a lot of people with a lot of money who are like, all right, well, I don't need my money to play the shit that is just going parabolic to miss. Like, I'm not missing out because during this, it's like do I really want to trade my Ethereum, which is a booming asset, for something, is that a plus EV play? Well, it probably is. It's just not how people think, right? It's just oh, well, it's cheaper. There's more of it. I don't feel like I'm missing out on alt plays as much. So let me get into NFTs. And like, quite frankly, I don't know if you guys looked into Azuki at all. I think I've told you both about it. AZUKI, Azuki.
It sounds
I
familiar,
haven't.
but I don't remember.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
I'm not going to do this justice, but you guys should check it out. And again, I'm not an NFT guy, but I know something's different when I hear it. Azuki created the 721A NFT. I don't know what that means, guys. Go look it up. But essentially, the idea is you can do mints or multi mints on one transaction. So essentially, multiple mints on one. It will save a ton of gas for new mints, meaning that like when you see that crazy mint, it's not people trying to jam in 19 times. You essentially, I can buy one, I can buy 10. It's one transaction fee for as many as you like, and that's the contract they created. Okay. So like that's a
Wow.
big deal. If you're on Ethereum, that brings back a whole NFT wave on Ethereum. If there's a way now to create mints using this new standard where if you get in and you're good, you don't have to run, pump gas 9,000 times. If you're in, you get one, you get as many as you like within limits of the contract, right? And so Azuki, let me see if I can pull it up. Azuki. The art's actually kind of sick. But it's also like, nothing to write home about. You're just like, all right, God, where's the dark mode? Ah. Um, and
Oh,
Oh, D's didn't
didn't
he
yeah,
buy
he
the
just
gold?
bought that gold or yellow one or
did
whatever?
he?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been talking about this with a couple people where I'm like, why isn't this a bigger fucking deal right now? Like, it should be. This literally could. I mean, look at the floor price.
What is it?
What
Four
is
and
it?
a half, man.
Oh,
So by the way, I just full disclosure, I own one of these. I bought it for 1.9 when I heard that was like buying the top at the time too. I looked at it at one, it was at 1.5, and I was like, all right, if this is a true game changer, then I'm in. And I bought one for 1.9, 1.95, something like that. It's 4.5 now. Like, that's ridiculous. And so, yeah, there's apparently something about this standard that's completely different. So I say to you, if that is for real, then that probably creates another wave, wouldn't you say?
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
I could see
Okay,
it.
here you go. Here you go. Here
I
you go.
think sorry, go ahead.
ERC 721A has the potential to save the NFT ecosystem significant gas costs with minting NFTs moving forward. Azuki is committed to leading the charge, and we have some exciting resources for projects coming soon. They're essentially creating a GitHub for people to steal their shit and do it.
Wow,
Like, how cool is that?
that is pretty cool.
Pretty badass.
So yeah, it's a big deal, I think. And like literally, I asked Ledger and Deez and a couple other guys. I was like, "Yo, why isn't this being a bigger deal?" And they were just like, "People are slow."
That's funny.
I was like, "Oh, okay, right on. I'll buy my one then."
All right, talk to you guys later.
Thanks. I'll see you.
Thanks,
Um,
guys.
yeah, thanks. But yeah, literally, I think that could be a straight up game changer. So all of that is to say, it's not like we're not gonna have stuff to do. This is a time where NFTs could moon. If that is a standard that can allow multi mints on one contract, it makes people go, okay. I mean, look, let's be honest, Kaz. You and I are both balls deep in Solana NFTs.
True.
And part of the appeal for that is it's fast, it's quick, it's reliable. But like transaction costs are nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a way to be like, yo, maybe come back and check out Ethereum NFTs a little bit more because it's less
Right.
dumb for new projects. Like, remember when you had a mint, like you're trying to get a bunch in, you're doing like, I'm gonna try to get 7 minutes before it gets out. I mean, that could be $200 a transaction on Ethereum.
Yeah, you pay a buttload in gas.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I think in general, um, like NFTs are still pretty freaking early when you think about how integrated these can be, like in life eventually. Like I think every single sports game and concert ticket could be an NFT, and like maybe when you attend, they'll send you like a little some other NFT that says you were there. Like
Oh
not
yeah.
all to like sell and make money, but if you just think about like all the use cases for NFTs, it just makes you think like, man, there's so much upside. And then also when you see like retail's current perspective on NFTs, and it's still like, this is so stupid. Why would you pay more than $10 for that thing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
So, Kaz, what do you guys think of this? Someone had told me that back in 17 with alts that not a lot of people, projects were saying, um, we're going to do this. Well, we didn't. They didn't actually do it. They just said they were going to,
hmm
on the roadmap. Um, so now we're seeing real life use case with some of these alts. So I have a feeling that NFTs right now are at where 2017 altcoins were. I totally agree with you that we're super early on NFTs, and I think it's a real use case to get rid of the entire ticketing system that's used everywhere.
yeah,
And then the rewards and stuff like that. I think you're going to see a lot of major companies own their own wallet essentially, and then give NFT rewards within that wallet.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
I mean,
know.
like,
That's
what if to go to a movie or something, you just buy this NFT and that's you get into the movie theater, or like people could have these like subscription things where it's like, or like your AMC membership where once a month they airdrop you this
hmm
NFT that you can go use for a free movie, or you can send it to a friend. Like,
Oh.
there's so much, and there's so many way smarter people than me that are like coming up with ideas for the future of NFTs. It's just like there's just so much that can be accomplished. I feel like it's just this whole new thing that can be integrated into like every freaking like uh category of life almost. Not
Yeah.
everything, but there's just so much.
Yeah. I couldn't. Yeah. So RB Cerny says Adidas and Prada. That's a great example. 100%. Um,
hmm
that you're starting to see it start to bleed over. You say from a tickets perspective, that's going to happen. It's 100% going to happen. You want to know why?
Hmm.
Cause
Because they're going to place royalties on that. And every time
well,
there's a transaction from I bought it from the team and then I sold it to a secondary ticket seller, and then
yep,
they sold it to somebody else at a huge markup, the team's going to get 5% of every transaction or 10% or whatever they decide it to be. That alone is going to create adoption. Not that like, okay, these fuckers need to get more rich. It's going to completely cannibalize the secondary ticket market because they're going to start taking a decent chunk of that for themselves. And that's just enough for them to want to implement it, right? Like, oh, we'll make more money, therefore we will do it.
yeah, that I mean, like scalping. This would essentially get rid of scalping at athletic events,
That's right.
because that's why teams and organizations, that's why scalping is technically banned, because they're not obviously not getting any of that revenue share. So if they sell their NFT on a, or sell their ticket as an NFT, they're able to capture 5% resale or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Also, whatever I feel like NFT marketplaces, like if NFTs do have the adoption that we kind of think, like an NFT marketplace could pull like the Amazon of the 2020s, like that type of like company growth or something. And I feel like it's just going to be a race to see who offers the lowest fees. Like if some marketplace comes out and it's like, okay, only a 0.5% fee instead of a 2% or
Yeah,
2.5%
for
fee,
sure.
they're just
Mhm.
going to take like all the market share. And then eventually maybe someone will be like, all right, free marketplace, we just make money off our ad revenue or something like that. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be OpenSea or looks rare or whatever, or just like something completely different that isn't just like the current NFTs that we think of them, where they just like take over the entire market. And it's like, all right, that would probably be a good company to get exposure in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm I feel like you're going to see a lot of speculating, and the first one that does it the right way is going to be the market leader. That's the nice thing about nation markets is essentially yes, OpenSea has a huge lead right now. They do, but as soon as somebody truly challenges them. I don't know if that looks rare. The reason why um, uh, I'm not so bullish on looks rare, even though the Ponzi is amazing, um, is because my hardware wallet doesn't work on looks rare. Okay,
Bro, I need my unlock.
seriously, it's absurd.
I want to
Yeah.
sell it so bad.
It's like I don't understand how they didn't think about that. So that annoys me. It makes me think like, all right, they're not really that serious about doing this because like you're telling me that nobody in QA was like, hey guys, just so you know, if you actually post your shit for sale on LooksRare, you are now advertising to hackers everywhere that your $1 million NFT is sitting in a hot wallet. Ha!
Psych.
Like, oh
That is kind of
sweet.
funny, actually.
It literally it's open season on expensive NFTs. Because if it's posted on LooksRare, it's not attached to a
Fine.
hardware wallet. So go
Yeah.
hack that shit away. That's fucked up. So like that to me
Could
says
be.
it wasn't very well thought out.
Right. Yeah, I'm not saying looks rare is the answer. I just think like whenever a marketplace comes out and is like, all right, we're just gonna absolutely decimate everyone else in terms of fees, they're just gonna take over.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt
Like,
about
bro,
it.
what if literally Amazon was like, we're gonna make an NFT marketplace and it's gonna be free to use?
They totally could. I mean, it would take that level
Infrastructure.
of
or
infrastructure and being
whatever.
like, yeah, we could, hey, just so you know, guys, we could lose money for 30 years and we'll be fine.
Right. And then they could completely like dominate the whole thing.
Right.
You know they have the tech wherewithal to do it. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Someone called Jeff.
I got him. I'm texting him right now.
Yeah, just hit Jeffy B
Hey,
up.
don't forget to give me royalties for these ideas,
I
buddy.
will. You got it.
Make sure Jeff knows that.
Let's see. There's a couple of comments here I wanted to touch on. Camel Can says there's an NFT marketplace coming on Juno, Passage 3D. NFTs on Cosmos will be the fastest and cheapest. All right, yeah, it could be. Yeah, CS Balt says seed investing in crypto startups. That's one of the reasons why I think there's always going to be a rotational play. We've kind of talked about that, but I'll touch it again. Plug Alt says I posted something from a ledger though. Well, then you must have done it in the last 20 minutes because I tried to do something this morning and it still didn't work.
Wait, he just did it today?
That's what he says. I've yet to see a fix for that. They haven't tweeted that they had a fix for it yet, but
I should turn on their notifications because I feel like once all of us can sell.
it's gonna
Game
drop.
over.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably why they're not rushing to fix it. They got to empty their bags first.
They know.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
And then
Can I short it somewhere? I need a hedge.
Yeah, right. I did it like weeks ago to claim my airdrop. Then, dude, they posted that. They literally weeks ago, Plug Alts posted something to say, "We know it's not working. We're working on a fix."
Yeah, unless
So-
you don't have a Trezor, unless it's something else that does work. But Trezor confirmed does not work right now.
Oh, so it must be an EIP 1555 or 1559 thing. Okay, so Ledger works, but Trezor doesn't.
There's just so many of those EIPs, you know? I lose track of them.
I know, dude. They're like Ledger and Kobe were talking about one yesterday. Well, we can talk about EIP 17, and I was like, the fuck is that?
How many EIPs have we burnt through?
Good lord. So that was pretty interesting. I'm not sure. I don't know about Star. Okay, it sounds like Juno might have a marketplace. Stars is going to be a marketplace. And then somebody says, "What's the next Juno? Please drop alpha, dude. You know how hard it is to find Junos." Like
the next Juno is Juno if it pulls back.
Yeah, the next Juno is Juno. It's buy the fucking dip on Juno. Like there's literally no supply. There's no sellers. The people that own Juno only want more Juno.
I
Acorian
buy
says,
some QQQ today in my 401k.
Yeah, there you go. That's not a bad call either. I prefer the next spell. Yeah, when I dropped spell from Dale and I shared our pal, and I think I said it and you said it too. Like Messi was early on spell, and I was like, okay, and got some. And I mean, that thing went 50x. It went 50x.
That's insane.
So Juno, look, I think Juno's going to do really, really well, and like I made a case for it possibly going to $500.
And if
But
that happens over the course of 3 years and you triple the actual, like, Juno amount that you have
dude,
because of staking,
yeah.
then it's just like, give me that beach house, you know what I'm saying?
You can't be talking about beach houses while people are like considering, going to deliver pizzas, man.
I just picked up an Uber passenger. They're listening to the stream.
Nice, nice. Hello, person.
Let's
Um,
go.
Self Sovereign says we're right at the bottom of the August structure. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I mean, by the way,
Oh,
this
why
is
does Brett Harrison have 5 cats?
who's Brett Harrison?
FTX
See,
US president?
yeah,
He
He
has
posted a
five
happy
cats.
Friday, and it's a picture of his kitchen, unless it's fake. And there's like 4 cats on the counter and one on the ground.
Yikes! It makes me bearish on FTX US.
Oh my goodness.
Uh,
Maybe it's not real.
Oza says I got lots of Juno staked away. I want something else. You know what, Oza? So I talked about this again yesterday. I don't mean to regurgitate. I'm sure a lot of you were there, but like in my opinion, it's worth buying Atom. It's worth staking Atom, because if you are staking Atom to a validator, there's a pretty good chance you're going to get airdropped all the new shit that's coming out. And right now, there's like 30 things connected to IBC on in the Cosmos, and they expect to be at 200 in the next 11 months. So you got 170 plus projects that are going to come out theoretically in the next year. So I would definitely stake some Atom to a validator so you're eligible for those airdrops. If you want my advice, that would be it. And then you know what? Each time something new comes out, the home of Cosmos on Telegram is the Stacked Labs chat. I know they have their own group, but I'll drop it in the comments right now. We literally have a validator in there. We have developers of projects in there. We have more people than you would even think about in there, giving us alpha constantly on Cosmos. So every time there's a new airdrop, we're going to be talking about it and figuring out where it fits in. And that's an awesome picture. Yeah, we're seeing a rug here on ES, just so you know.
Let's go. It's about to touch my 3-day demand.
Yeah.
Zeus. Chill.
Zeus having a go? Is there a Discord also? Nah, bro.
Zeus is like dreaming and making noises.
My man's had a tough go lately.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
Need to get his cone off.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, let the guy run free, like unencumbered.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. I heard
He's
him go,
like-
"Room."
And he's like dead asleep.
My man's working some stuff out, you know?
What a good boy.
Yeah, so Cam McCann says everyone shares alpha, tries to help one another. Yeah, I mean, that's what we try to do in there. So, for anybody who wants to join a community that talks about Cosmos a lot, by the way, these two gentlemen, Dale and Kaz, are members of the Stack Labs Telegram. Are members. They both have titles, I think. Yeah, you guys both have titles, which is nice. So yeah, it's just a good group of people. But really, like, that's kind of my plan, to be honest. I'm very bullish on Cosmos for a multitude of reasons. And so, like, if there's going to be a ton of new projects that are launching over the next year, we'll get first crack at what they are and be able to play them and make money while everyone else is like, fucking crypto's a scam. I had to move back into my mom's basement again, and we're going to be crushing it. End of rant.
Is Tom Brady going to win this weekend, boys?
Ooh. I defer to Kaz. Kaz is my my sports whisperer because he pays attention to stuff like I used to.
Yes, Tom Brady is gonna win. Sorry, I was late.
No,
I was on the phone.
You're fine.
University of Michigan graduate, go blue.
Yeah, that's right. Go blue.
Oof.
Who are they playing? They're playing LA.
Rams.
My former quarterback, Matt Stafford.
Dang, that's actually going to be bittersweet. Either Matt or Tom are going home.
I know.
Lame.
My general feeling. Yeah, Dastra's a Michigan guy, so Dastra knows. My general feeling is I'd like the Rams to win, even though I'm a Michigan guy, because I have a bet on the Rams to win the Super Bowl that I placed like week 2.
I might actually cheer for Matthew Stafford, to be honest.
but
How cool would it be to see Matt win a Super Bowl?
it would
It'd be
be
bittersweet because then it'd be like, wow, we really did waste him in Detroit. But it'd be like good for him that he like is winning something.
yes, yep,
No.
100%.
Um,
We just wicked him
Jared,
37.
is our 200 EMA slightly different on SPX
So
if we're
I don't use the
charting
EMA. I use the SMA.
EMA? SMA.
Yeah, I use the simple moving average.
Okay. The EMA, it just tagged it to the tick.
Just now.
200 daily, yeah. I think I need to buy some stonks today before the market closes.
EMA by Jared. I don't even know what that one is. Oh, sick. There
Huh?
you go. I was looking at my scripts and apparently I have
Oh,
one called EMA by Jared, which I did not know that I even had in
wow.
there.
You've just built so much.
Yeah. It was a long time ago when I was trying to customize. Actually, I was doing what a lot of people do who are cheap, of which I'm one of them. I was
Oh,
like,
it might be. Sorry, you go first.
so I'm looking on the ES. The ES is going to be slightly different than the SPY or the SPX.
Yeah, I was looking at SPX, so
Okay.
that's probably why we have slightly different. I was looking at the Awanda one,
All right, I got you.
I think. Why are ours both different? Maybe do a SPX 500.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Bro, maybe mine sucks. No, not that one.
I see it.
SPX 500.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yep, yep,
USD, yeah.
yep.
Yeah, so that's the. Should I change the one I look at?
You should look at
I just
SPY
like
or
this one. It
SPX.
doesn't have as many weird gaps.
Well, I mean, if you pay for futures data, which I believe you do on the premium,
Does
you should.
that come with premium?
I think I don't know. You pulled it up the other day, and I was like, oh shit, he has it.
Oh, okay. I
What I'm
haven't.
using is the best data that there is, which is this one, the ES one.
Dang. So you are rich, rich.
I mean, what do you want from me? This is what I was trading before I got into crypto, man.
No, I know. I know, I know, I know.
So yeah, this is what I was trading before I got into crypto. So I know futures very well. And these are all the futures tickers here. So ES1 exclamation point NQ1. So this is the
All right, all right, all right, all
yeah.
right.
All right. Step your game up,
Yes,
bro.
one.
But is you use 4 to 8 hour? Oh, okay, okay, okay. Are there trends? Yeah.
Man, what a time to be alive.
I tell you what.
What
We're
a
about to
time to be alive.
This is
we're about to melt some faces on the way back up.
I'm really
I
like
know I've
not.
got a bunch,
Yeah, go ahead.
in ETH, and I feel like it's just like I feel there's better opportunity somewhere else. You know,
Yeah, you think so?
I don't know. I'm asking you, experts.
Uh, I mean, I guess it depends on risk, the risk appetite. Like, do I think some coins have a lot higher upside than Ethereum? Yes, but could they also nuke a lot more? Probably.
Yes.
So that's the tricky part.
Yeah, that would be the rub, wouldn't it?
Imagine how like the flippening would be real if Ethereum had lower fees. Because there's no coin that's used more than Ethereum.
Agree.
Oh, for
Like if
sure.
it had lower fees, it would have a bigger market cap than Bitcoin right now. So
You think so? Because you think people wouldn't have gone to other alts and they just would have all centralized on Ethereum?
Y-
probably,
Yes.
yeah.
Do you think the
Plus,
people
like
at Ethereum even give a shit though?
that's
Yes
true.
and no.
But I mean, I think it's a huge barrier for new money. Like, bro, you know how we have just like such a skewed view of money in crypto? Like
Yeah.
the USD numbers like don't click for us and we
Right.
could lose like tens of thousands of dollars in crypto and it's like, all right, it is what it is. But like if that just if that just like disappeared in real life, like if you were holding $10,000 in your backpack and your backpack got stolen, you'd be like, what the
Inconsolable.
F? This
Yeah.
is terrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like we just have such a skewed view of money where it's like not the end of the world when I pay like two, three, $400 in gas. Like it's sure it's annoying, But like, imagine your person who's brand new to crypto and they're like, all right, I have 5 grand. I would like to buy a couple NFTs. And they're like, wait, to buy this NFT, I need to pay $300 in gas. And I want to buy 5 of these. Like, it's just a huge barrier.
Yeah. Yeah. It I don't disagree with anything you're saying. It's just it's a sorry, I was distracted by this. I thought this rugged. I
I
looked up.
forgive you, Jared.
I'm sorry. I thought I got these mixed and I was like, does that say Solana's at $72? And I about shit myself.
Oh my god, if it was,
I know, dude. I literally was like, what? And I was trying to pay attention. I was trying to do that. And
If it was, bottoms in.
for real.
buy the fucking
I
dip.
I think like 70 to 80 is the kind of the most obvious support on Sol, but I think it's kind of a pipe dream that it gets there. Like I think we could wick below 100, but like I don't think we close a daily candle below 100.
No,
But that's also with the assumption that Bitcoin just wicks below like 35 and closes the daily back above there. So
Right.
maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you. This was not great, I remember that day. Not great.
Which one?
On my
Oh
my
yeah,
chart,
yeah.
it
Oh
just
yeah.
literally says not
The
great.
your mouse like goes a little later for me because I'm watching the
Oh
stream,
yeah.
but I get what you're talking about. Yeah, that I mean it was indeed not great.
It
Like
was
that's a great way of putting
it
it.
was not great. I mean, like, it wasn't the end, but it was not great.
It's a factual way of putting
Yeah,
it.
not great. This is where ISO, crypto ISO, this is where he
Yeah,
had the liquidity run made. So like right here. So
yeah.
I think we're seeing it right now. Probably so like the previous wick got to 37.7. Yeah, I think you're about to see some pain, boys. It's gonna happen again.
I love pain.
I think this is where we get that wick. I mean, it could be that Kaz is talking about below 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I think
kind of
because I
wanted
think we're
that
gonna
to
see
wait
some
till next
fuckery.
week.
I think we're gonna see some fuckery here at close.
Yeah. I think
Hang on to your undies.
Hang on to your butts.
yeah, Jesus fuck. Somebody just
Um,
said, do you stake Juno on Kepler? Yeah, you can actually stake now directly on Kepler. You did not used to be able to do that, but now you can. So it's pretty easy to do. Straight through.
Quad getting rugged
the
on a Friday.
in the Stag Labs chat, King just posted spending $20 at the grocery store and Leo biting his hand and then spending $2,000 on crypto, just like tossing the money out the front door. It's 100% true, man. It's 100% true.
Yeah.
If I actually said, like, if you had to, you know what they say when they're teaching like how to be conscientious of money and like save money, they say, spend a week only paying cash for things. Because the
Yeah.
physical act of handing cash over to somebody else will make you be like, do I really need this shit? Like I was not I was programmed to not just give this money away. Like, why am I doing this right now?
Right.
And that's that. So I'm going to do, oh boy. We're gonna watch this rug down we might see an $800 drop right now.
Hell yeah, baby.
Dale, how you doing?
I'm alive.
Yeah. Where are you most exposed right now? Just straight ETH, straight Ethereum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, what was it? A couple weeks ago, or I shouldn't say, end of the year, I flipped a lot of stuff into ETH because I thought we were gonna see a nice little run there, and boy was I wrong.
Yeah. Not the only one. All right, people are trying to fight. Ticker? What's the ticker of what? This is I'm on Bitcoin, bro. I pay cash for
Yeah,
everything. Do you really? Oh my god.
I
I
hardly ever have cash.
I feel like an asshole constantly when I go out and I have to like tip someone because I'm like,
Never have cash.
you have Venmo
I'm
or
the
something?
worst.
Can we make tipping via Venmo like a thing?
We can.
Yeah.
Because oh yeah, Self Siren lives in Africa though too, so he's got a little bit of a different situation.
The only time I ever have cash is when I go to a barber or for my cleaning lady.
Cleaning lady, subtle flex. There we go. We got Rich Kaz over here making us
She
all
doesn't
feel
take
Cause
special.
Venmo. She doesn't
do
take
you
Venmo
have
or
to
checks.
do you have to clean for your cleaning lady?
Yeah, it's actually the most annoying thing ever. Like I have to pick up
100%
everything so
agree.
that the house can be cleaned.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much how I am too.
Totally agree.
And my wife's
Yeah.
always like, "All right, we got to straighten up. The cleaning people are coming."
Dude, actually, okay, last week, uh my wife was like, "Oh, they're coming today." And I was like, "Oh, we need cash." And I like went to the bank with my wife's debit card cuz I couldn't find mine. And she was looking for a PIN number, couldn't find it. I was just gonna
Oh
go
my
inside.
god,
Inside was closed. Then I drive to a grocery store to get cash back. Grocery store's not doing cash back. Then I drive back home. She found my debit card and the PIN number, so I grabbed that and then went back to the bank
bro,
and then
what?
finally got cash. And I was just like, I just wasted an hour of my life trying to get cash.
But
That?
cash is annoying.
Oh my god.
It was
Wait,
pretty terrible.
why was the grocery store not doing cash back?
Bro, I have no idea, but I didn't have time to question it.
Yeah,
I was just I literally walked in and then immediately walked out.
yeah.
It
You
was
guys do cash
terrible.
back? No. Excellent. All right.
Have a great day.
Yeah, I do that all the time too. You know what I found? I have Chase. And Chase now you can use Apple Pay at an ATM.
Wow.
So you can essentially, if your
No
debit,
shit.
yeah, if your debit card is on your phone, you can go to an ATM and use Apple Pay, and it'll be like ding, and you put in your PIN. It's just like you had your ATM, and I was like, this is amazing. I'm never carrying a card ever again.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, and then I
Okay.
think I still do the PIN. The fact that you don't know your PIN is a little like, come on, bro.
Bro, I don't like we got these new debit cards and I like didn't even activate mine for a month cuz I just don't use it.
Mm.
I don't even carry it. So, but I don't want to keep bringing up Juno cuz people who aren't in it are probably like kind of mad. However,
Yes.
You're in it. You're just not in it as much as you should be.
I got
Me
into
true.
Juno on January 2nd,
Yeah.
and today is January 21st. So 19 days, and my Juno bag is up 67%.
Jeez, that's incredible.
And
And the market has just like been rugging.
January 2nd, we were at 48. Now we're at 37. So essentially, you're up 60% while Bitcoin's down $11,000 or pretty much 25%.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's kind of crazy.
I think, dude, we're like right there. I can't believe they
But
haven't punched this through yet. Cause like you can see my line here. I mean, my line's kind of arbitrary. It's just like the edge of this other wick down before
mhm.
over here. There you go. And they're just looking at it like, why aren't you guys punching through? Just kill them already. Kill them.
Yeah.
I
Now,
will, and I think, one thing I feel like it nuking like it has the last couple days is a lot better than just a slower bleed. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, I mean, at least we're getting some volatility. Like, if the eventual target for Bitcoin is like hit 35K and then go up, like I'd rather do that within like 3 days. Like we might end up consolidating down there for a little longer than we would have because I mean you saw what happened after the December 4th dump. Like we spent the next 3 weeks just kind of like chilling before we bled back down to the wick. So I don't want something like that. But if we do get a wick down, then like consolidate a little and then start pushing back up, I'll be like, all right, this was more convenient than if we just had a month long slow bleed.
yep. Yeah, it's better for us, quite frankly. It's better for crypto. And like this is look, this is not crypto, this is the standard marketplace, and this is crypto responding to the standard marketplace, right? So on Monday of this week, the S&P ran up and touched its 50-day moving average. On Friday of this week, we are below the 200-day moving average. Okay?
Wow.
That is some impressive selling, guys. Like that is we're not wasting any time selling. And that is super impressive. But to your point, I got to pull on the let me do this. I haven't done this in the S&P for a while. Is 500 better or worse? Yeah, worse. That's what I thought. There you go. This is how like fast zones are created because like there was nobody there to trade it. Like it just ripped right through. So that now, like, while there's still going to be resistance, like there's not going to be bag holders who are like, I was shorting at 4,600 for months, and then when it gets back there, it's gonna, immediately kick right off of it, right? Like this could just as easily turn around in 4 days, go right back up to the yellow line, go right back up to the trend. I'm dead serious. It could.
Yeah.
Because this is like, I mean, it's a lot of selling, don't get me wrong, but like volume
Well,
isn't that crazy.
and if we pumped straight back up to that, people would be like, "Oh, yep, that's the classic equity market."
Yeah. Yeah. We essentially faked, like, cause like, look, I remember this day. This actually looks
And
pretty similar.
what a day that was.
I mean, like the start of the end for the ES and like for the SB, like all through March with COVID and all this shit. Like, look at this volatility. Do you guys have any idea how much money is traded when you have a 300 point fucking range on the S&P 500 futures contract? Like each one S&P, I don't know what it is. It's like a couple $100,000 for one contract. Okay. And every point is like 25 grand. It's absurd. So you're like, okay, this is huge money, huge volatility down when we had the COVID crash. And people are like, we're fucked. Dude, I actually shorted a lot of these bounces, and I got crushed. Crushed. Because I was like, there is no way that they're just going to run this thing right back. And what happened?
And they ran it right back.
Yeah. And I was shorting the whole time. Okay. I would literally be like, this is a good spot. Short, stopped out. Short, stopped out. Short, stopped out. Short, stopped out. Literally. And I was like, all right, fuck it. Up only. And I remade everything back. Buying every
Yeah.
dip. Because I was
Yeah.
like, there's no fucking way. But there is a way.
Well, I hate looks rare because I wanted to sell my airdrop.
What is it
And
now?
now I'm just gonna be a bag holder.
Dude, it's
I
still
mean,
like,
it hit like $7 and now it's at 470.
just so you know. So I had two wallets. I bitched, but I had two wallets. I sold one
At like
uh
$2.
at like, no, it was more than that. It was I'm looking at it on another screen. I can tell you exactly where it was. I sold it for like 390. And then I saw it run to 8 and I was like, "Sweet. Very well done."
How it always works.
Uh-huh. Just super good. Did you guys hold Uniswap when you got it? Did you even get it, Cos? Did you get the Uniswap airdrop?
No.
Yeah, dude. You were such a fucking on-chain noob for so long.
Bro, I was and
You
I
didn't, cause?
no. I didn't do anything for a while, and this was my biggest mistake in crypto, and it's like why I am the first person to like try every single new thing nowadays is because for a while I like strictly just traded Bitcoin and Ethereum, like didn't even venture into trading a lot of alts. Just like, yeah. So now I'm like, any new thing that comes out, I'm trying it. Any new trend, whatever the flavor of the month is, like, I want to try everything.
Absolutely. And
I
look,
Gotta
learned my
get
lesson.
we talked about that last time. Like Dale got me into alts, like Gainsey sort of taught me. I mean, I don't think you mind me telling you this. Like, I helped you get onto AVAX and like teach you how to
Yeah,
bridge and like some security tips after being hacked and all that shit. And that's how it all starts. You just got to learn it once,
right,
and then you're like, all right, I got this shit, and then you're
right.
off and going. Now you teach me shit, but like you got to do it one time to get it.
Definitely.
So that's why I figured since you didn't really have a ton of time on there, like you weren't really alts for a while. And I remember looking at your posts and I was like, man, my man only trades like centralized exchange shit if he ever ventures away from Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah. Yeah, now I'm a new man.
Dude, centralized chain. By the way, GMX, have you used it?
Uh,
Flick.
I don't think so.
It's sick, dude.
GMX?
Yeah, so GMX is
Yeah.
like, you remember we were talking about GLP as like a hedge?
That's the AVAX ETH
Yes.
Bitcoin thing?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
yep.
yeah.
But GMX,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, yeah. GMX is an on-chain like leverage platform.
Oh,
And it's
GMX.io.
yeah, gmx.io. It's super nice. And I'm like, I tell you what, if this thing can withstand some more crazy volatility, the only reason why I haven't moved all my money there is I'm gonna see what happens, right? Like if there's some like crazy liquidation cascade, does GMX implode? You know, like that's what I want to see. And when if it happens, then I'll go, hey, we're good, and I'll move over. But I would so like, you'd have up to 30x leverage on chain.
that's kind of wild.
On chain, dude.
It is. That's pretty cool.
So yeah, gmx.io, you guys check it out. It's on Avalanche, so the transactions are super easy. I mean, there's a couple issues with Avalanche annoys me sometimes, but like getting on and using it and getting off, very, very easy and simple to do. And yeah, I am like floored at how good it is. I say
Could be
all
big.
that to say, sorry, Dale. I say all that to say you were only a sex guy. Now you're going to be a Dex guy. Just
Yes,
trying to change it
sir.
completely. Although we all love Bybit. Everybody on this call loves Bybit. So
That's right.
we all love Bybit.
But I mean, I have used centralized exchanges so much less in the last few months. Like it's not even close.
It's fun, isn't it?
Now I just throw money at alts, flip some NFTs, stake some stuff, make
passive
some
income.
passive income.
It's all
Me and
about
Jared are the
You're an
passive incumers
incoomer.
now.
yeah. He's definitely
Yeah.
an Incoomers. We get a whole call of Incoomers. You're an Incoomer, aren't you? Dale?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's
Dude,
your
how can you
Is there
not
any other way to not be
be
an
right?
incoomer?
You're either an incoomer or you're broke.
yeah, or you're an
Yep.
Outcoomer, and nobody
I'm
likes
just
to be an Outcoomer. Okay.
spend all your money.
yeah, I'm not an
Yeah,
Outcoomer. I'm
I
an
mean,
Incoomer.
Juno has been awesome. I'm staking Magic, which isn't paying like quite as much.
Hey,
Well, actually, it's not that.
where
Yeah.
did you buy it on Arbitrum?
Yes.
I saw Keyboard, you kept tweeting about it,
Yeah,
and he's been pretty
he's
spot on
bullish on it.
about it.
Dude,
Yeah, so that was
I bought a Legion's Genesis, which is like one of the NFTs for their game, and it like helps you get more rewards from your staking. And um I got it for like 5,000 Magic, I think. So at the time, Magic was like 350, so I probably paid like 18K for it or something. And now the Legion's Genesis floor is at 9,300 Magic. So I mean, even though Magic's been kind of pulling back, it's still like Magic at 285, like 26K for those now. And it's just like no one is talking about Magic really, and their marketplace has had like $50 million of volume. Like it's just insane. And it just seems like it's so low key. And their token is like the market cap's 80 mil.
Uh,
So
can I ask a question?
yeah, I probably won't be able to answer it, but yes.
Well, how do you like? I don't even know how you get onto Arbitrum. Arbitrum's the one thing I haven't done.
same.
So I had a friend help me with it. And it's kind of like when you're driving and you're following the GPS, but you don't actually pay attention to the roads.
Got it. Got it. Okay, so you're not going to be a huge help. Dale, help me out here, bud.
I haven't messed with it at all either.
Oh, really?
I'll ask him.
Okay.
Arbitrum Bridge. Yeah, one of my friends is like
Okay.
super into it.
It's like the one thing. You know, what's funny. I just thought about this too. I have money on ZK. That somebody was like, "Yo, you should get on ZK, and let's just put an ETH in there, and fuck around." And I did, and I have an ETH sitting there. I need to go get that.
You need to go grab that before it's $10.
I know, bro. Why can't everything just be on
I'm just
Cosmos?
kidding, guys. Don't be scared.
I'm banned again. 1, 2, 3. Why can't everything just be on Cosmos? You know what, man? The dream is everything is on Cosmos. No joke. People on
Because
board
it's layer
IBC.
0.
It is like a layer 0, and layer 0 is going to be the layer 0 of the Cosmos. And that's a big
So what
fucking deal.
happens? What happens when there's a layer -1 and
Yeah.
everyone just starts undercutting each other with their layers?
You know what's funny about that? I actually made a joke to Primo, who's the CEO of Layer 0.
Your
Right
voice is really
after,
quiet.
yeah, right after he announced, or they announced like Layer 0, which is like, there's a big deal about it. I had never seen the term Layer 0 used before that moment. And now I see that shit all the time.
Hmm. That
It's
is
like,
funny.
so like, yeah, if there's like a layer Sub-Zero will be next, or something dumb. Aquarian says, if you want some magic, wait for the 24th. Is there some sort of unlock or some bullshit that's happening? Why do you say that?
Yeah, also curious. I about bought
Yeah,
some last night
there
before
there
bed.
is an unlock. So
Hmm.
you could wait a couple days. There is a big unlock. That's correct. I kind of think people are gonna price that in, and it's just gonna like nuke before that. But also, it's probably worth seeing how things unfold.
Are you spinning the bullish unlock narrative like Solana had? Is that what you're spinning right now?
No, no.
It's a
I
bullish
actually,
unlock, guys. They're not going to
I,
sell.
I will buy more if it nukes. Like I'm not gonna sell what I have. I'm just staking it, and I don't really care about the near term USD value. But if on like the 25th or 26th, Magic is just like way cheaper, then. But yeah, I would
I think
wait.
it's
I would wait.
I think it's all going to be cheaper, isn't it?
If current trajectories hold, man. Yeah. Here, can I tell you guys a pretty funny story?
Of course.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
So like most of you, not just the two of you, but like everybody listening, I'm sure you have plenty of normie friends who talk to you about crypto.
Yep. Got a group chat of them.
Yep, same. And I have another like smaller group chat of guys that are members in my country club. So I talk to them a lot.
Subtle flex.
Yeah, love flex. Humble brag.
There you
The
go.
they want to get into crypto. Yeah, man, I want to get in and do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right. And like, of course, if you're looking at the screen, they start asking me like here. Okay. So that's like 60 grand on Bitcoin and up.
Naturally.
And I'm like, yeah, it could go to 100 grand. Okay. And there's a lot of really good things that are happening. I'm not sure that this is the place that I would do it, to be honest. Right. So they were like,
they did
well,
it.
we want to get them. And I was like, all right, like if I were you, like no joke, if you want to get in, you want to have exposure, you want to feel like you're left out, I would use this service called Stacked. And I shilled Stacked. Stacked's got its own little way you can do that. Or just put like a recurring buy on Coinbase, and like, yeah, you're gonna get jammed up with fees, but like, put in $200, $500 a week, or whatever it is you want to do. And that way you can kind of DCA yourself into any sort of price volatility. And then if it goes down, you can increase it. If it goes up, you can decrease it, whatever. And so there's three guys, right? Two of them go like, nah, I'm going to YOLO in right now. And I was like, all right, that's your call. Like, do you? And that's what they wanted to do. So they bought, and bought around 60. And after that, it ran up to 69, right? So they're like, woo. And the third guy was like, I'm a DCA. Like, I don't really care. There's things that I like. Jared says, Solana's good. Jared says Atom's good. Jared says Ethereum's good. Bitcoin, I'm just going to put it a little bit, every week. And he's literally just been DCAing and just adding all the way down. And he is not stressed one bit about this. He's like, no, man, I'm building a position. I like about it. Think it long term. So one of the three took my advice to DCA, and he's like, I'm Gucci because I'm just DCAing anyway to build a position for, whatever happens next because I believe in it long term. The other two guys yellowed in, and then now they're down horrendously. And there's something to be said about that. So we talk about incooming, and this is what got me out of this. Like if you're getting income, look at key levels. Like maybe you just keep stacking in stables, or maybe you do something else. But like, look at key levels, throw some in, but don't shoot your shot. Right? Like, oh, I'm 100% in right here. No. God, no, no. Like buy key levels, put a little bit in here, wait for a trend change. The reason why I have this chart and I bring it up all the time, and there's huge fucking letters on this, is to go, hey man, this looks really not good.
Yeah.
Like there's a gap between SR levels. We got a series of lower highs and lower lows. Do I think we're gonna pull up soon? I do. Do I think that ultimately we could end up down here by 30 or 29? I do. I hope we don't, but I don't think we're going lower than that. Like I
But if you zoom
don't.
out 3 years from now, is Bitcoin going to be at 10K or 100K more likely?
Exactly right. And so it's like play the long game a little bit. Be intelligent with how you're reinvesting. And like I am not, yeah, bet on the green box. Akorian's dead on. Akorian and I, it's funny, Akorian's been in Stack Labs forever. I think he actually came to me from one of your streams. And just super level-headed dude, always brings great alpha. It's awesome, right? And it's just the same deal. Like you just buy the green box, look for an area. I like the green area a lot. I want to, if I think it's reversing here, I'll put in a little here. If we get down here and I see a strong reversal, I'm putting in more, right? Like just very common sense shit. But then what C Main one said, I like to ape, rich or wrecked. I ape soon. Long time go up. Okay. That's how people think.
Holy cow, that's phenomenal.
Yep.
I think okay, hold on. Let me change my chart color cuz everyone's going to get angry at me.
Yeah, please.
Can I just like throw a gray background on there so I don't need to completely change everything?
You
Okay.
can.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. So I can just change the Oh my gosh. Now I need to change the grid lines. Holy cow.
And my man just came in with like, "Are you giving advice? Is it up or down?" Makes me think you guys just got lucky. Clearly, it's his first time in here, which is fine. Um,
Um Hey,
but
buddy, trading comes down to if-then scenarios. We can't predict the future.
that's right. And the problem is, most people think that you can, and they troll. Yeah, so I just banned him from the chat. He can still watch, but he can't talk.
Dang. Sorry, Namuli.
Yeah, it's bad break.
Ethereum's getting pretty close to the level
Yeah, it
I
is.
like.
I got to go on mute and take a call really quick. You got it, guys.
All right.
Hang on, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up.
Pull it up, pull it up.
Yeah, it
I
is.
don't know why it looks so much more blurry on the stream. Like when I pull up the trading view link, it's crisp, but basically, we've got that low from mid to September where we kind of bottomed out before our last run up. And then there's some daily demand right underneath that. And a lot of times we'll like barely front run or just tap the top of a demand level. And then sweeps into demand can be pretty powerful setups. So that's kind of my main, like, that's the near term plan for Ethereum. See if we get a sweep of that low and then maybe bit of a rally. But I think kind of like same with Bitcoin, bigger picture, this might come down to like 2.2, something like that. Kind of like same thing with the Bitcoin chart where it's like we could take out that low, bounce up to like 46, but then later on come back to like mid 30s. It's kind of what I'm thinking. But regardless,
I
I think we're close to some sort of relief.
I personally think that we're gonna continue going down. I think we could get to that level faster than people think.
The
Um,
Bitcoin one or the Ethereum one?
Ethereum, both.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I mean,
honestly,
yeah.
I think we could get there. I mean, relatively quick.
Like today or
Like
tomorrow.
honestly, yeah. And I
Yeah.
think I I don't know. I still think there's going to be some fireworks. What time even is it?
Uh,
Yeah,
We
I
got
think.
we got 25 minutes. I'm back, by the way.
no
I,
worries. Funding is
yeah,
still like kind of flat. It's like barely even negative. People are just like aping the dip,
Yeah, you're right.
which isn't always ideal.
Yeah.
No, that means that
Yeah, I was gonna say.
that's not what we want.
I mean, it doesn't look like we're quite done yet. But if Ethereum goes to like the middle of that gray box, give or take, that's like another 7% drop. So that could wipe out quite a few people. But I mean that it could be quick, you know. Like we could get that wick down and then get back above 2.7K relatively soon. And then yeah, I don't know.
So I think we're gonna dip here with the closing.
Yeah,
And then I think this weekend we'll get some relief,
You know
I could
what?
see
if
it.
you ask me.
Last time we said that, and we were right for like half of Saturday. And you remember what happened after
Yeah.
that?
It retraced
It
everything.
retraced
It
everything.
did.
Yeah. So
Bitcoin and Ethereum have some nice hourly divs shaping up. I don't use RSI a ton, but that kind of just jumped out at me.
yeah, it has it on MACD as well. The one that I use, which is more reliant than RSI, but you don't get as good of an entry. So yeah, I like
Right.
to see this green bar here. That's pretty nice. Somebody coming in. Really, you haven't seen any huge punch at all. Like you can see right here.
Mhm.
This is this is Bitfinex. Even so, the huge punch was here, and this has just kind of been fucking around. Like it hasn't really been much. And that's pretty wild to me that like essentially people are just taking advantage of volatility,
Yeah.
decreasing volume on moves down, right? Like that's exhaustion.
Yep.
ETH looks worse.
He looks like fucking dick.
Yeah,
Sorry if this is a friendly stream.
it's not. No, it's not. I cuss a lot. Kaz's is, but he still lets me curse on his too.
I do.
I got the curse pass. I'm
Yeah,
hoping I can
ETH looks so bad.
get an emoji maybe, but like even this 2600. Somebody asked like for your area, Kaz, what would that be on Bitcoin? Like that thing.
The
Yeah,
Ethereum one,
yeah,
I think that would probably be Bitcoin like taking out like mid 36.
yeah,
Maybe it goes to the top of that demand, that weekly demand that I was talking about, and
yeah.
then up to 46, and then we come down and sweep that low and kind of form a range there. But
I'd like that.
I don't know.
I mean, this
That'd be
just looks
roughly
literally we've had 3 green weeks since the second week of November.
It's honestly been brutal. Um, and I think it's different now too than what was in the past. The market's more mature now. I don't know. I go back and forth. Like I think these cycles. Obviously we've been in pretty much a 2-year bull market if you were in the right sector.
Yeah,
When I say or sector, I mean like AVAX had a nice run last summer. It was DeFi before that, stuff like that.
right.
So, I think just you're gonna start seeing other. I think I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. I think you could see Cosmos entire ecosystem be the next pump. I mean, it's already started with Juno clearly.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but when
I
people
mean,
are like, "Are we going in a bear market?" Technically, DeFi Uniswap stuff has been in a bear market for what, 8 months already?
oh, more than that, dude. I mean, it's
Yeah,
been
since
brutal.
almost a year. Almost
Yeah.
a year.
bro, pull up like the comp chart and tell me that doesn't look like a
Oh,
straight
comp.
up
Yeah,
bear market or SNX or
yeah. Look at that.
dude, it's
It's
actually
essentially
like
bottoming.
Exactly.
You know, this is where on my stream, you guys know I like to play this game called the poverty
tell me
charts.
that doesn't look horrible.
No, it's coming down to support right now. So like,
Right, I know. I just mean like that thing went from $900 to 148.
I know,
That's what I'm saying. Like those are the levels that we saw in 18 and 19. Like I remember, I think it was BitLord put out predictions the beginning of 2018, like January, or maybe it was Zeus. Anyways, and like the predictions were outrageous. And I remember looking at them and thinking, "Oh yeah, this is going to be easy." And I should have known because I started seeing predictions in September, October, and I should have instantly sold because it's like when people start tossing out crazy numbers, that should be your sign.
yep,
Right.
yep. I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
every single chart on DeFi looks like this. So really, I would argue they've been in a downtrend since September of 20, and we're in
Yep.
January of 22.
Yeah.
Just
Jesus, it's been that
What
long,
I'm
huh?
it's
what
the
I'm kind
literal
of
poverty.
wondering.
It's the poverty chart. By the way, big buys coming in on ES and NQ. So let's see if they can do anything, or if they're just going to get their teeth kicked in. All right, proceed.
What I kind of talked on my stream yesterday um was just that, like, what if the market has matured to a point where there's gonna be opportunity even if Bitcoin is in a bear market,
Yeah,
which I think could be
yeah.
like great.
Okay, let me posit an alternative theory, and I want both of your input. Okay, I'm going to start with Dale,
Hmm.
Okay.
and then we'll go to Kaz.
Oh God.
So
We should start with Cos first, so I can just say I
mimic it.
agree.
Okay, we'll start with Kaz, and then we'll go to Dale. Um, Careless comes in to say, "All right, you're live streaming the carnage. Starting to look better, dude. Buys are coming in. I'll go to the low time frame so you guys can see it. They're coming in. All right, they're trying. Good for them.
About to buy QQQ.
Not a bad idea. So let me pause
Dirty to me, baby.
an alternative theory. Here's what it is. I'm gonna go to the weekly.
Okay, let me just hear it.
I gotta tease it, bro.
Come on, it's the showbiz. We can't give the
You
goods
can't just
right
give
away.
that shit right away. This has been the largest and best eye-opening period for Bitcoin in its existence. Yes, 2017 was interesting. It ripped, and then everybody's fears about Bitcoin were realized when it went from 20 grand to $5 or whatever it did after that. I know it wasn't
Hmm.
$5, but it was like, ah, fuck. And this
3,800,
time around,
3,400.
you've actually seen things happen that you don't ordinarily see. You see ETFs, you see, Sailor essentially just completely ruining his company by just agreeing to take on debt to buy Bitcoin. And it's a lot of buy pressure. You're seeing, who was it yesterday? Fuck, I tweeted it. Somebody was like, we want our clients to have access to crypto because it's here to stay. And they
JP
manage, like,
Morgan.
yeah, JP Morgan. They have, trillions of dollars, whatever it is, right?
Uh-huh.
So for the first time ever, there's institutional awareness and support that has never previously existed. Okay. Ever. Here's my alternative theory. Shut up, Kaz. There's demand that we've never seen before that will stop any true breakdown below that level right there.
28.
Yeah, that entire box.
Yeah.
And because of the
Oh.
institution. So that's the reason. This is the difference. This is why I make jokes about feeling sorry for OGs. So react to me, Kaz.
Could you repeat the whole thing?
Oh my
actually?
God, shut the fuck up.
Okay. All right. All right. Um okay. I'm kind of like split between two schools of thought within this whole thing. Because like if equities really do kind of go into a bear market, are these institutions really going to be bidding Bitcoin hard in the low 30s?
Okay, so in order to answer that question, I have to know, is inflation on its current trajectory? Because if so, fuck yes.
Man, I hope so. Because that's like the dream of all crypto people where markets just nuke, but people are like, wait, crypto is the future, Bitcoin's a store of value. And then we all get super rich while everyone around us is losing money, and then we can just like buy whatever we want.
That's what I think's actually going to happen. Okay, like
If
literally what
that
you just
actually
described is what I
happens,
think's going to happen. Yeah.
I'm gonna buy like 4 beach houses all next to each other.
You're gonna buy the beach.
Aquarius says
No,
it will
but
happen
like
someday.
imagine, and we kind of talked about that yesterday, Jared. Like imagine a housing market just like that starts pulling back hard, and markets kind of across the globe are all or like correcting, but people are like, wait, crypto's here to stay, Bitcoin's a store of value, and we just have like a bull market while all that's happening. Like, do you know how much we could do with money that we withdraw from crypto?
Right. Right. Okay.
They're saying I love how we're talking about beach houses when we just dumped 50%. Well,
Well,
Juno's up 60.
yeah, dude. Like Juno has made Juno and a couple of plays on Avalanche that Dale and I are both part of have made me give very few shits about this pullback. Okay.
Yeah, and my dragons are still printing.
That's another one too. I will
And
buy
your dragons.
I will buy 4 bitches every night. I'm with Kaz. Okay, Corey. That's not what he said. He said beach houses. But so that's my theory. All right.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I think the narrative would have to line up. I don't think we could just be going into an equity bear market and like people still don't fully believe in crypto yet with Bitcoin holding up basically where it is now.
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So Dale, you are
But I
gonna
hope you're right because
right.
like obviously institutions have been buying, but it's like well, other markets and other assets that institutions buy sometimes go through big drawdowns as well.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I don't know. But I hope
Uh
you're right.
Dale, let me ask you this.
He gets a different question? Dang, you're like the sneaky teacher that switches it up on
I know
us.
it's fucked up, right? It's not
Yeah,
really a
kinda.
different question. The question is Dale was more involved in 2017 than both of us. Okay. Do I sound like people from 2017 right now?
Um, no, I don't think so. Like, I got to think here. I personally don't think that institutions, if the equities go into a bear, I personally don't think they're going to bid Bitcoin
Okay.
itself. Um, I
Unless
just
the
think
inflation
that
there. Well, sorry, I already talked.
I agree. If that inflation narrative is there, it very well could. Yes.
Like if we're just
Um,
correlated with gold and us and gold just like do really well or something. I don't know.
yes. Yes.
I appreciate that
That part
setup.
of it I totally agree with. Yeah, that is a really good setup. Where I guess I struggle is, we still have a lot of these with these funds. We still have the dinosaurs that you know have a lot of money, and the only reason they're buying Bitcoin is because it's been on such a nice run, in my opinion. Um, and they control most of the money. And I'm probably just babbling here and not making any, but
No, no, you're fine.
I don't know. I'm just a little concerned with the coupling that we have with the S&P, and I don't know. It's just a concern of mine. I think that needs, we need to break away from that before we can see really any major, institution buy zone like that, I think.
Okay. Look, I'm not
I don't know.
saying
But anyways, your question was, are you like the guys from 2017?
yeah, they were like just finding a bullish narrative to be like, we're all gonna make it, bro. Don't worry, they're gonna step in. Like, do I just sound like that right now?
Um, a little bit, but it's a little different now too. I mean, I was one of those guys, and and we're seeing a lot of it now is what we saw back in 17 of people saying, I bet you, man, when we started going down in January, end of January, everyone kept saying in 17, oh, next month is the bull, and I bet next month alt season because Wall Street pays out their bonuses and all the trade fight guys want to get into crypto. Um, but then shit, then we're in March of 2019, and it still kept seeing next month because. So
Right.
we're always going to try and find biases or scenarios to fit our bias. Where I think we're different is it's a lot of these projects have actual utility right now versus back in 17 they didn't.
Right.
So like just because I have it up, GMX APR right now is 22%. Nothing to write home about, but it's there. We didn't have 22% back in 17
Yeah, it's a good point.
and nothing. So it's a little different. Uh, now
I'm losing you, Dale.
I think there is I think there is reason to be to have a bullish narrative now,
Okay.
more so than back then.
Right, because back then there was like barely any crypto adoption, and we were still like wondering if this whole crypto thing was like even going to be the next thing. And now I feel like very confident that crypto will become more and more adopted over time.
Yes. If you would have told me in January or December of 17 or January of 18 where we would be today, I wouldn't have believed you,
Right. Right.
because this is literally everything we wanted back in 17, 18 is happening now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can totally
I
see
mean, you've
that.
got ETFs,
Yep.
you've got uh, you know, shit staking, shit paying out, good. Bitcoin doesn't have any utility. Um, but I don't know who asked that in the chat. Someone did. I
Yeah.
just happen I'm literally laying in my office chair, and all I can see is the chart in the
The chat.
chat.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, we've got more stuff now that we wanted back in 17 and that projects were promising but didn't actually have.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I agree. And by the way, Kevin Heart Attack says, what utilities Bitcoin actually have? Um,
Kevin Hart's watching?
Kevin Heart Attack. Um, I would say that. So he said it's hard for a newbie like me to see how Bitcoin is sustainable versus alt and ETH. Okay, let's take a step back
Totally.
here.
Dude, totally agree. I mean,
Uh,
even as someone that's been in since 17,
yeah.
like when I think of risk reward, and I don't trade with huge size when I have a position, like I sit and think, I personally, to me, ETH is more valuable. Like you said earlier, Jared, I think it was, or Kaz, maybe
Yep.
one of you guys, ETH to me is more valuable than Bitcoin.
We're gonna
Like when I
get.
first started, every single trade I did was to accumulate Bitcoin. And
Right.
now I mean, essentially I'm
No,
accumulating more ETH.
I agree. Or like, yeah, I mean, I agree with most of it. I'm probably accumulating more than just Ethereum, but like in general, when I first got into crypto, like on Bitcoin's run up to 20K, I was like, okay, like I just need to try and accumulate as much as I can, like
Yeah.
through trading, through alts, but in the end, like it all goes back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is king, blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
I don't really think that anymore. Well, I think for a normie, it's good to mostly have Bitcoin and Ethereum exposure. But because I'm surrounded by this whole crypto thing, like 12, 16 hours on most days, it's like I can extract more value from this market than just sitting in Bitcoin or Ethereum. Even if those are still the two big boys later down the road, like I care more about just like making money
Yep.
and
Yeah.
accumulating
I mean,
things that I think have more upside in the meantime.
and when I said Bitcoin, I'd rather try and accumulate more ETH. I was just speaking between Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Right.
Like
Right.
I
Yeah.
agree with you. I'm trying to do more than just like my primary focus is not to accumulate Ethereum.
Right.
Right.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I,
Which I think like I never would have thought that a while ago. Like,
Same.
and now it's just like there really is just way more upside, way better opportunities in other areas. And it feels like I'm almost being lazy or something if I'm just like sitting in Ethereum.
yeah. Yeah, by the way, so Careless on YouTube, which you guys can see on the screen, but you wouldn't see in the streamed chat on the right on Twitch, has brought up exactly what I'm about to say. And he's like, they're entirely different sectors. It'd be like comparing Apple or Tesla stock to gold to talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum. So crypto entrance to the market, they don't understand macro markets. There's literally zero reason for tribal debates between Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I generally agree, okay? But I will say this. This was the Genesis block for Bitcoin. What was included? Satoshi put in this headline: Chancellor on the brink of second bailout for banks after the 2008-2009 financial crisis, okay? And if you ever read like why they were doing what they were doing, it was because of Federal Reserve, of financial policy, of banks essentially just turning on the printer and doing whatever the fuck they wanted. And essentially, you were sitting there holding currency that just continued to get devalued, that just continued to be worth less and less and less and less because the people that decide monetary policy were diluting what you have. Okay. That is the reason for Bitcoin. It's the reason why I have this on your screen right now, because essentially this was the QE that started in 2009. QE started in 2009, not just now. It wasn't just for this. And we're accelerating the decline of the dollar. So what is Bitcoin supposed to be? It's supposed to be a way to have a store of value, to have something that is not susceptible to your government overlords printing more of it and diluting it. $1 back in the day, you used to be able to buy these things, and this is what we're at now. And it's just been monetary policy pissing it away, and no one seems to give a shit. You just grab your ankles and go, well, I guess it's just the way that it is. And so what is the purpose of Bitcoin? Very, very different than the purpose of Ethereum. And it is very much like tech versus gold. It could not have been said better by Careless himself. His name's Kitaki Two Crows, but his name's Careless on Telegram. That's why I'm saying that. And so we are literally, I will say, so this is what I'll get to. If Bitcoin does not react well to what I suspect is going to be rampant stagflation, which is no economic contraction and dollar inflation is what stagflation is. If Bitcoin does not respond positively to that environment, I think you can make a case that Bitcoin is completely worthless and it shouldn't even exist.
Wow.
Because this is the moment that it's supposed to step up. This is the moment where commodities, even in the last year, have been ripping. Real estate, commodity, Bitcoin over the past year, even better than the S&P. Right?
Dad just went ham.
And so if the time is not now, when the fuck is it? So that is my bull case on Bitcoin.
Brick wall.
I am too. Let's get this.
Okay.
Any sell wall pressure on the way to 100K, cause let's just run through it.
Dude, but
no, you're right though.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
That is the use case of Bitcoin, and if it doesn't work for the use case, the only thing is like Bitcoin works as a use case only if there's enough adoption of it, and it's gonna be like really volatile until it becomes like as stable as a treasury asset or whatever.
Right.
Like, I don't know. It's just a tricky little conundrum because Bitcoin is supposed to be a store of value, but it can't properly be a store of value until more people think of it as a store of value. But they want to see the price more stable to think of it as a store of value, but for the price to be more stable, more people need to be.
That's right. It's like, it's definitely a flywheel effect, right? Like it has to, like what comes first, chicken or the egg, right? Like it's it's totally that situation. But like this is what it was created for. When Satoshi and Hal Finney created this shit, which might have been the same person, it was because the banks were doing what they're doing right now, but they were doing it at a much significantly reduced amount. They're doing it times 50 right now. And
yeah, it's pretty jacked up.
It's pretty so that's as close you get to cause swearing, right? So like it's pretty jacked up. And that's exactly right. So if institutions are on board with that, if you think you see a trend, that's where the buy comes from. So yes, I understand that it's not like most of you probably look at this, and people that even got into crypto, you probably got into it not even necessarily because you love or believe in what it sets out to do. You just love gains and returns, and you're like, oh my god, this is volatile as shit, I'm in. Right? But let me tell you something, and this is going to be also unpopular. All right. In 2017, when Dale got in, Bitcoin went to 20 grand. After that, it came down to less than 2,500, then to 3,800. And now we're back up at 68, We went to 69 grand. This all happened since Dale has been in the marketplace. Okay.
69.
69.
Of course we
Nice.
topped at 69, by the way.
Of course we did, dude. It was so obvious. It makes me sick. All right.
Oh, I'm dying.
All right. So that's the amount of volatility we've had. I'm using Dale as an example because he's the person that's been in longest of all of us, right? Let me show you what Bitcoin's future looks like. It looks like this. It looks like this. At some point, the total change in price over a 12-year period will be 46% down and 100% up over 12 years. Over 12 years. This is what Bitcoin will look like eventually if it gets adopted. Because you're right, Kaz. What you're saying is exactly right. If it's going to do what it set out to do, people need to buy, people need to hold, people need to believe in it, and volatility is going to go away. That's what gold is. It's why gold looks like this.
And it, like, crypto doesn't need, like, obviously it helps our, at least this is my, you might completely disagree with this, but I feel like crypto doesn't necessarily need Bitcoin to end up being like gold for crypto in general to be successful.
Yeah.
Like, I think other stuff will be used even if, I don't know. I mean, maybe everything just dies if Bitcoin went down.
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know. But like, there's so much good real world stuff that we're using right now.
Yeah.
That, like, even if the store of value idea doesn't work out, and I don't know, I just feel like there would still be opportunity with other stuff.
So they absolutely will. And I'm not even
But maybe that's,
I'm not even saying that it's not going to happen. I am 100% all in on this, dude. I think that this
Right.
is the way things are going. But if you're like the reason why I even got on this tangent to begin with was what's the use case for Bitcoin, and that's it, guys. Like, it's a trustless currency that's essentially designed to stop the government from putting it in your ass. Okay, like, you can quote me on that.
Which, like, I would appreciate if they didn't put anything in.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
It's
Okay,
an
but
exit only for me.
yeah, unless you're a U.S.
Me
citizen,
too.
right? This is a one-way street, out, not in. But it's been in essentially since we issued the gold standard. Okay, so that is the idea behind Bitcoin. I want nothing, but it's rubber meets the road time, right? Like, we have got to do something different. And if it's not Bitcoin now, then when? And if you see this fail in a real way, I think you'll see a mega Bitcoin bear market. That might be the end of Bitcoin. And you're all going to be like, what? Oh my God, it's fucked up. But I'm not saying that would be the end of crypto, because what Ethereum is doing and what they're doing to disrupt decentralized finance, and what's happening with chains like Cosmos and Solana that are speeding up and making it more realistic to be able to do those sorts of things, are going to revolutionize traditional finance. And that's okay. And tech and art and sports and entertainment. It's all going to happen on crypto. Those are two completely different conversations. And I do see a future, one that I don't happens, where Bitcoin's no longer a thing, because I think people will actually end up using Bitcoin long term. But there's a future that exists where it's gone.
Man, I was having a good day, and now Jared just told me Bitcoin's going to zero.
Yeah, I'm hanging up.
All right. Well, on that positive note, I guess
I'm
we'll.
just kidding. But no, I get what you're saying. Like, Bitcoin is meant to be a store of value / like actual currency, and a lot of these other fun cryptocurrencies right now like have other utility, and that's fine. But it's like, I guess the only part I would disagree with, because like in general I agree with what you're saying. I think the only part I would disagree with is that, like, if it breaks down here, that it like could be
Yeah,
it
you're right.
for Bitcoin.
You're right.
Like, I mean, Bitcoin adoption might take another 10 years.
Yeah, but and you're right. I don't disagree with that. What I'm saying is the conditions are in place economically that like
Yeah.
when Satoshi was being
It's a
angry,
perfect storm.
yeah, and writing about this is what we want to avoid and this is why Bitcoin should exist. Literally, the idea he had in his mind and the other people like Hal that were helping out or whatever it was had this exact scenario in mind. So it is literally its stated purpose for right now. If not now, then when?
So basically, long with a stop at the low, and if you get stopped
Yep.
out, Bitcoin is legitimately going to zero.
No, I didn't say that. But
It's the flip short.
yeah, just flip short and ride it. We can all double our money. But like, look, we can go down here. We can do the same thing. And by the way, part of this, and then we'll hang up. I know all three of us got to go. We went a lot longer than I thought we were going to, so that's fine. But
Yeah, I haven't peed in 2 hours.
right,
I know I'm floating.
yeah. So part of that is people having the realization that's what's happening to them. Like, do you think people actually have that realization? Because that's the bigger issue. And do they realize that Bitcoin's the solution? That's why, like, you almost have to have, like, indoctrinate people to knock on doors and be like, have you heard the good news about Bitcoin? You can stop getting it. You know how your ass is raw every time you sit down? Let me tell you how that can stop. Like, you need to have those conversations because I'm not sure people even know what's happening to them right now, even though it's
Yeah,
affecting their life. And they're like, yeah, tell you what, I bought my first house in the 80s. It was $62,000. I bought a smaller
people
house
don't.
now for 500 grand.
People don't realize how poor they're getting
That's right.
because of inflation.
Yep.
So
Yep. You're right. Anyway, well, gentlemen, this was a lot of fun. It looks like most people liked it. Had a couple guys come in and talk shit. I banned 2 people. That's not bad for a couple hour stream with 3 different audiences.
Let
not
me
bad at all.
let me
Next
leave
time
you
we
with
should
this
give them the
thought.
mic and see if they
Yeah,
are
no
still
kidding.
keyboard warriors.
Oh shit.
Let me leave y'all with this thought.
All right.
Last market or last downturn, the market, people were saying, "Oh, just short," on the way down. But then people are like, "Yeah, but if we short it to zero and we, earn Bitcoin on the way to zero and it's worth zero, is it still about a good short?" Which is kind of funny to think about. I don't know. I'm an
It
idiot.
is kind of funny to think about.
You're like,
Hey,
I got a great trade, but it went to
good thing we
zero and now it's
don't.
worth nothing. Yeah.
Good thing we don't only have BitMEX anymore.
Oh my god.
Because I feel like
Could be
that
so
was like the
screwed.
narrative when we only had
Hmm.
BitMEX, because it was like they only paid out profit in Bitcoin or in Ethereum or whatever.
Right.
But now, like, you could
Now we Gucci.
short on USD per futures or whatever you call them.
Yeah.
No, what is it? Token something and then coin margin, token margin. Is that what they say? I don't know, man. There's
I
so
don't
many
know.
No clue.
terms. I'm a simple
You're
person.
screwing me up now.
Yeah,
Somebody said, how
me
often do
too.
you stream? I said twice a week. It's 3 times this week. John goes, 4 next week. Let's keep the uptrend rolling. And then Mike Crypto goes, he also streams every time Kaz streams. No, I don't. I
Yeah.
pop
Oh,
in.
funny.
I pop in here and there. Okay, just when it's critical days. We had a good roll going, and then I think this last one kind of broke our streak, Kaz.
Yeah, dude, no, we had a pump when we streamed, but then it reversed
Yeah,
we barred back
Here's
down.
the
yeah,
thing,
nuked. Yep.
It was the
guys. Last
18th,
time we
that little
streamed,
pump. It was the
yeah, we
bottom.
streamed and it pumped a little bit,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
it
that's right.
continued to nuke. So we're flipping that narrative. We're hang up. We're gonna nuke, and then we're going to.
Wasn't
Uh,
that wasn't that like the January 10th or something? Or 8th?
Yeah, it was right here.
It was when we had that rally up to 44,
Yep, and then it came back
right?
down and we set the new low at 39.8. But then after
Yeah.
that, we went back up to 45. So really, it still kind of worked. It still kind of worked.
It still kind of worked. Hey, a dragon just got bought for 220.
Let's
Dragon still
go.
costs 26.5K. So
And we're still eating then. For those of us who own
we're still
dragons,
eating.
still eating. We aren't
Still
going to
eating.
pump. Okay, I'm banned again. 1, 2, 3. Well, we're not going to pump if we say it's going to zero. I'm not saying it's going to zero. I'm saying that I'm thinking institutional support is going to show up. I think more money's going to come in than you've ever seen before. And ultimately, I think in our lifetimes, Bitcoin is at least over $250,000, $500,000 in our lifetimes, and probably sooner than that. So that's my official prediction. I'm just telling you what the situation is, and they need to fucking put up or shut up real soon. All right.
Agree.
All right. Well,
All right.
we will do the outro here, boys.
Later,
Thank
y'all.
you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, everybody.
Outro is on. It's a 1-minute outro. You got anything? Any parting shots? You got anything good?
5 to the 4 to the 3 2
No.
1.
Take care.
Take care.
Stay safe.
Stay
Tip
safe.
your
Stay safe.
waiters and waitresses.
Preserve capital.
Tip your barbers.
Yeah, true.
And
Tip everybody.
tip everybody.
Yeah, dude. If you've done well, pay it forward, man. That's what I would say. If you've done well, pay it
there you
forward.
go.
And by the way, Juno to the moon. All right, Juno to the moon. Kevin Hart says Dale, stay uber safe.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Kevin.
Can't tip now. Spent my money
I'll
on
pick
Juno.
you up soon.
Be there in 8 minutes. Please be outside and ready.
With a mask on in the back seat. Windows closed. Or windows open.
Yep.
Yeah, windows open.
Yep.
Masks don't do anything, bro.
Windows broken.
All right, we're out of here. See you guys.
See you, everybody.